Welcome to Fanatics Live, where we virtually connect you with your favorite stars and athletes right at home. Tonight, we will be meeting with fans, signing autographs, and engaging in live Q&A. Now, let's welcome our host.
What is up, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Fanatics Live, where we bring your favorite athletes and stars to you right at home. My name is Kelsey Wingert, and I'll be your host today, and I am fired up to bring in today's guest, and I'm sure that you are too. But before we get started, I do want to let you know that today's show is brought to you by the Fan Cash Rewards card by Fanatics. Now, this is a Fan Cash Rewards exclusive show where every single guest dialed in has been invited as a perk of being a card holder. So there are plenty of other benefits, including perks and access to unforgettable experiences with athletes. You earn 6% fan cash on every purchase, exclusive deals, offers, and so much more. Now, when we talk about one of the greatest of all time, one of the most clutch performers in football history, a true household name, we all know this guy. Today's guest is Joe Montana. Now, you might know him for his 16-year NFL career, or maybe you started following him when he built a name for himself at Notre Dame. Maybe it's the 4 Super Bowl championships, or the 3 Super Bowl MVPs, or the 2 NFL MVPs. The accolades for Joe Cool are absolutely unending, but you can't leave out the biggest one. Of course, he is a Hall of Famer, but today we're giving you guys the mic, an opportunity to chat with a legend. So let's go ahead and get this thing started and bring in the comeback kid, Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Kelsey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great.
We have a lot of fans that are waiting to talk to you. And when I tell you these people are diehard 49ers fans, just wait until you see the clothes, all the decor they got going on. But I would love to ask you a few questions first, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I just listed out a lot of your accolades in your introduction, and as you're aware, I had to cut down a ton when we're coming up with the ones to hit on. You have so many and so many unique accolades at that. So is there one specific accomplishment or accolade when you hear the list of all of them that feels the most surreal to you?
I think the one that's probably more rare than anything is the 100th year anniversary team.
Yeah.
A lot of players are included in that, and to be listed in there is pretty special. I mean, especially when you look back over the history of the NFL. Yeah, some of the guys that you looked up to and you couldn't wait to watch play, and or played alongside of. So and that would probably be one that sticks out the most.
Yeah, that one's probably surreal because you get to see your name alongside, like you just mentioned, some of your idols and some people that you really looked up to. But speaking of a bunch of other talent, we've seen a lot of young talent come up recently. And with this new age, we've seen a ton of technology, training, analytics in the sports world. I mean, it's everywhere you look now. So is there a specific technology piece that's been brought to the game now that you think you would have benefited from during your playing days?
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, having the capability to watch film on the sideline. So when you look at the pad, and I mean, I remember when we played in New Orleans, this was the best one because from all the way at the top of the Superdome, there was a wire that used to go all the way to the field, and the coaches would be up there. They'd take a picture before the snap of the ball and a picture after the snap of the ball. They'd put on like these little metal clothespins, and they put them on the wire, and they would slide it down to the field. And that's what we got to see. And then you sit there and you watch these guys today on the sideline, and they're watching full videos of the play and the things that you can see that took place after the ball snapped. And I think it is a big help for the quarterbacks.
Yeah, now we have iPads, huh? And I'm sure you've been glued to the TV recently. Obviously, NFL is back. Thank God for that. Which teams, there's so many exciting teams, which ones are the most exciting to you to follow along with?
Well, obviously, when you look at where I played in San
Mhm.
Francisco and Kansas City, I grew up a Steeler fan. I grew up outside
Yeah,
of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
So, yeah, so I usually keep an eye on those three.
Yeah. The Steelers, that's quite the game day environment down there at
Oh, I
Heinz Field.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
My
it's pretty
family's from
fun.
Pittsburgh too, so we're
Yeah,
we're Steelers fans over here as well.
there you go. See, you got it. You know what
Yeah.
it's all about.
When
Yeah,
you
Kansas City's pretty crazy. San
Oh,
Francisco
yeah.
in the old stadium, I didn't have a chance to play in the new one, but they were pretty good. They were pretty good fans.
Kansas City
Crazy as
gets
Kansas City
loud.
is. Yeah, Kansas City was insane.
Are there any specific quarterbacks? There's so many young quarterbacks, especially that were just recently drafted, that stood out to you after week 1 this year?
Well, I didn't get to watch any of the games, believe it or not. We were actually visiting some friends up in Montana that we were kind of out there. So,
Well, it's fitting.
but the guys I'm kind of anxious to see, obviously Trevor Lawrence. I think
Mhm,
Mac Jones and the kid in San Francisco.
mhm. Trey Lance.
Be curious in Trey, yeah, and see what how they handle the pressure of getting to play early.
Yeah. Well, as the season begins, a lot of teams, as you're well aware, are put in really tough situations to make decisions on who's going to start, who's the best fit for the team, especially when it comes to quarterback. So, if you are building a team, what are the main qualities that you're looking for in a QB1?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you can't. The mental part of the game is probably the biggest part. By the time you reach the NFL, you have all the physical traits
Mhm.
to make it. It's just the mental part becomes difficult. How fast can somebody learn? What happens when he makes a mistake? How does he react after that? And does he quit on you?
Mhm.
Because you're going to get behind, and it's not where you want to be. But until that final bell sounds, you want someone who's going to fight all the way there, and that all comes from inside.
Yeah. You know quite the thing about comebacks and performing in pressure situations. So I'm sure watching that unfold for these young guys now is exciting for you to watch. We have those fans backstage that I mentioned who are
Yep,
super eager to meet you. So if you're ready, I would love to bring in our first guest today.
absolutely.
All
Looking
right.
forward.
We're going to bring in Ricky. He's calling in from Tucson, Arizona. He got some heat down there. He grew up in California. He's been a 49ers fan his whole life. And you're going to like this because he said if he played football, he would want to play quarterback or running back because he likes to be in the me versus everyone pressure situation because it brings out his competitiveness.
See, there you go.
Yeah, you'd love that. So let's go ahead and
Fire.
bring in Ricky for his question.
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
Um,
Hey, Mr. Montana, how's it going?
Good, Ricky. How you doing?
Good, thanks for asking. Well, first I want to say thank you for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I greatly appreciate you and Fanatics for this privilege. So this is very amazing right now. But Mr. Montana, my question to you is, what drove you to get up and become one of the best QBs of all time?
Well, I never really thought of it that way. I was just a competitor, and it didn't matter if I was playing baseball, basketball, football, and there's something coming out here pretty soon that's going on that we've been a part of, and you'll see Steve DeBerg talk about how we competed at everything on the field, off the field. Space Invaders had just come out, and backgammon, anything that was there, golf, we competed against each other every day.
Right.
And I was just a competitor. I tried not to lose. That was my fear.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah, right. I mean, you want to win, and then once you win, it's like, oh, okay, what's next? But once you lose, that kind of affected me more than anything. So I fought hard not to lose, and I think that's what drove me more than anything.
Okay, as long as we learn from what we had done previously.
Yeah, I didn't look at where I was going as much as where I was at that moment. There's a goal of, I want to play in the Super Bowl. I want to win a national championship, whatever it might be. But that's always in the back of your mind. The forefront is what's ahead of you today.
Definitely. As long as we have that roadmap, then we should be steering in the right direction.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And what what you were saying about fighting till the end and wanting to be in those pressure situations, I'll take that any day.
Oh yeah, same here.
Because they're going to come. They're going to come more often than you think.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ricky, tell them who you're getting the ball autographed for, because this is very selfless of you.
So it's going to be for my mother-in-law. Her name is Maria Santos. Ever since I met her and her daughter, she's always been the strongest supporter in my life, and then been the most consistent with me, regardless of anything in the past. But I just want to show my appreciation this way, because she is one of the number one person that I know who would appreciate a gift from someone like Joe Montana. And I just wanted to say thank you to her, and also to you all again for this opportunity.
You bet. I got it right here. Coming your way. Coming Maria's way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
She will love that, Ricky. You are going to win some kind of award this year. You saving it for Christmas?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm sending her
go.
this link later. I can't spoil the surprise yet, so no one's going to get this link until later on.
So I said for you, to Maria, you are the strength.
Yeah. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, sir.
You bet. My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, that was great. Now we're going to bring in Andrew. He's calling in from Santa Clarita, California. He says he remembers every single play of the 1981 NFC Championship game.
He's better than me.
I know. Seriously, that's pretty good.
There's a lot in there I like to forget.
Well, he has remembered all of them for all of us. So let's go ahead and bring in Andrew so he can ask his question.
Hey, Andrew. I think you're on mute.
Oh, if he's Andrew, are you
He's
able?
on mute, it looks like.
Yeah, if you're able to unmute, Andrew, there you go.
I'm here.
All right.
It's a huge honor. Thank you for having me. Fanatics, thank you for setting this up. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm amazed by it. Thank you.
My pleasure, man. Glad to be a part of it. Glad we could do this for you.
Thank you, Joe. So what I wanted to know was, during your rookie year, can you tell us how Mr. Walsh was in the locker room, behind the scenes? Any insight you can give us there?
That was a tough year. I mean, we were 2-14, and they were 2-14 the year before.
Right.
And I think the hardest part for Bill was, and you could see it kind of in his demeanor. I mean, he had a great character. He knew most of the people on that team weren't going to be there for very long. And so there was a certain amount of fun that took place, but there was a lot of work he had to do once he got there, and trying to determine, who really fit into what his scheme was. But he had a great personality. I mean, he was one of those guys that always made light of things, and how he corrected and how he taught. Wasn't always the yeller screamer. Yeah, he did that on occasion to prove things, but it was more about trying to teach than anything. And you could see that there was a lot of tension in it, a lot of pressure. But as the years went by, the next two, as he started getting an influx of the players he wanted and had the same mindset as him, you could see that kind of weight be lifted off his shoulders.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was fun to be around.
Thank you for that.
You bet.
Andrew, what are you getting signed on your football?
I think it's MVP of the Super Bowl, but whatever it is, I'm going to give it to my son, Andrew III. And
Wow.
he just bought Joe's Funko Pop, so he's gonna probably put it right next to it.
You want me to put it to Andrew III?
If you can, Joe, that would be amazing.
You got it.
Awesome. He's going to have quite the collection of stuff
Oh,
there. Love
yes.
that for him, huh?
Yes.
That is really, really cool. We are very impressed that you remember every single play of the 1981 NFC Championship game.
I was just telling her.
On YouTube.
Oh man, I was just telling her there was a lot in that game I want to forget, even though we ended up winning.
All right.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you so
Nice talking
much.
to you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate everything.
You bet.
All right, Joe. Now we're going to bring in Anthony. He's calling in from Woodland, California. He said the first jersey he ever owned was, of course, Mr. Joe Montana, number 16. So go ahead and bring in Anthony for his question.
Hello.
All right.
Thank you
Look
for
at,
this
look at
opportunity.
that.
Thank you.
Love that jersey.
Thank you. I just want to start by saying, like, when did you know, like, you're like, oh yeah, football, that's what I want to do, you know? Like, how old were you? Like, when did you know?
Well, I started playing football when I was 8, but I really didn't know until I was offered a scholarship at Notre Dame. I wasn't sure until then whether I wanted to play basketball or football in college, but I do know that Notre Dame was someplace special for me. Watching them when I was growing up, and a lot of people from Western Pennsylvania were going to Notre Dame, and as soon as they offered me a scholarship, then I knew I was playing football. That was about it. But up until then, I really wasn't sure. That's why I always try to get these coaches to try not to have these kids play only one sport, because, you know, there's another guy that was at Notre Dame with me. We were the same way. He was a great basketball player, and we both ended up playing football at Notre Dame, and we both thought we were going to play basketball. So, you know, you never know where it leads you, and sports is a great teacher for the youth, but let them play. You know, I think you start playing one sport too long at an early age, you know, that's repetitive injuries to the same muscles, and you got to let them grow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Joe, we'll get that football signed for you,
got it right
Anthony.
here for you.
All right.
I'm sure you got a good space for it, judging the memorabilia you got going on behind you.
Oh yeah, plenty of space. I'll make room for it for sure.
Oh, you gotta. This will be the best one in your collection.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's doing it now, and you'll get that
All
soon.
right, there
You
we
can see it
go.
right there.
All right.
coming
Thank
up to
you, Joe, and thank you, Fanatics, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much,
pleasure, man.
Anthony.
Go Niners.
All right, Joe, this is our final guest. This is David. He's calling in from Maple Grove, Minnesota. And he said he has always wanted to be in the NFL and play for the 49ers as a wide receiver, because he wants to be the one to make the catch, turn the momentum, or even win a Super Bowl. So we'll bring in David for your final meet and greet.
Hi, Joe. How are you today?
Hey, David.
Hey, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to do this for all of us. And thank you to Fanatics for this wonderful opportunity. I can't tell you how happy I am to be a part of it. So, Joe, my question to you is, the catch has often been referred to as the greatest play in 49ers history. Mm-hmm. Through your time with the 49ers, what play or plays do you feel should be considered just as great or better than the catch, and why?
Actually, there's a few plays. I don't. Obviously, unfortunately, they're all John Taylor. I mean, Jerry's got great plays in his repertoire, but John never gets talked about very much. And so, you know, here's John. And it was funny, there's a stat I just heard the other day, excuse me. In the year he catches the Super Bowl, the touchdown to win the Super Bowl, it was his only catch in that game. And what's even more shocking, that he only had 14 catches in that season, which is, I was blown away with. And I was talking to Steve Bono we were talking about it, and we both couldn't believe that that's all he had. But he was pretty special. And unfortunately for him, there was some guy named Jerry Rice on the other side. Otherwise, he would have been Jerry Rice. I mean, here's a guy with 2 touchdowns, you know, over 90 yards in the same game. That's only been done twice in the NFL history, and he's one of them. And so those plays stick out in my mind. But there was one when we were playing Philly. In Philly, he catches a pass along the sideline, and I had to stop I was showing my boys one day. It happened to come up on TV, and I froze the TV. And I said, "See this catch with JT?" I go, do you think those guys tackle him? I go, no. I take that back. Do you think those guys touch him? And I mean, he was like surrounded by the sideline. And they go, oh, yeah, easily. Nobody touched him. And next thing you know, in like 2 steps, he's full speed down the sideline for a touchdown. And that one sticks out in my mind a lot.
That's good. I mean, with the amount of players you had surrounding you, I mean, it was probably difficult to throw to that guy more than once or twice.
I know. Well, you know, it's funny. Like you ask him. He says when they ask him, what's it like playing across from Jerry Rice? He says, I'm just running for my health. But no, never said a word, never complained, and just a great player.
Good teammate, then. That's the best.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. David, we're excited to get this football to you. Joe will.
And this for you, David?
Oh, yeah. I'm the only 49ers fan in my family, and I'm surrounded by Packers fans up here in Minnesota. So I got to make sure it goes front and center of all that Packers stuff.
You can, if I understand, you can give them a hard time from this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I try and give them as much of a hard time as I can.
All right. Well, there you go, man.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. All right, Joe. So this is the part of the show where we give the folks on social media a turn to ask some questions. So if you're watching the show, make sure you're following Fanatics on Instagram, and you can keep an eye out for our stories where you're able to submit your best question to each of our guests and earn a chance to have it answered live on air like we're doing right now. So our first social media question is coming from Bobby, who is a FanCash Rewards card holder.
Hi, Joe. My name is Bobby. I'm a FanCash Rewards card holder from San Francisco, and the 49ers and music are my 2 favorite things. So I was curious what some of your favorite musical artists of all time are. Thanks.
Well, there's so many. I mean, I love so many different types of music. I grew up on believe it or not, old Motown.
Love that.
But, you know, became really good friends in the Bay Area with the guys from Journey and Huey Lewis and the gang and his buddy and all his group. And still to this day, stay real good friends with Huey.
Like some good concerts you got to see then.
Oh, yeah. I know. We got to sing on Huey's album.
Oh.
Yeah, well, the sort of I lip synced because no one wanted to hear my voice. It was so bad.
You can sing for us at any point today if you would like to break out a song.
Lick. No, I cannot sing it. I can't sing a lick.
Well, the next question's coming from John, and maybe he can sing. We'll see what his question is.
Hey, Joe. I'm Jacob Jones from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I was just wondering who the toughest opponent you ever faced was, whether it be team or just person in general. Who's the toughest matchup you've ever had, whether it be high school, college, or the NFL. Seeing you play great games against great people. So I was just, seeing who that toughest guy or that toughest team was. Thanks for your time. Catch you later.
All right. Well, the guy in the team, the guy happens to be on the team that gave us the most trouble, and that was the Giants. And that guy would be Lawrence Taylor by far. He's a guy that you couldn't run at him. He was too strong for the running back to block, too fast for the tackle. Try to run away from him, he runs it down from behind, and just one of those guys. And actually, there's probably one other one too, and Reggie White. Really played a little bit different position, but we talked to our offensive linemen, and they just said he was probably the most difficult guy to block individually.
Those are 2 good answers. He got 2 answers for his question. That's awesome.
There we go.
All right. The third social media question is going to come from Aaron. Oh, it's a text on there. What was going through your mind when Clark made that catch?
Well, I didn't see the catch, so all I heard was I got knocked down, and when I let the ball go, I thought it was just above his head, and so when the crowd screamed, all I figured was he made the catch, and hey, here we go. We might be going to the Super Bowl. So.
Awesome. Okay. So the final social media question is coming from Corey.
Hi, Mr. Montana. My name's Corey Nickel from Cloquet, Minnesota. My question for you is, Besides football, what was your favorite aspect of your Notre Dame experience? Thanks. Have a good one.
That's good.
Yeah, there was probably a couple things. I enjoyed basketball. So every place has, intramural basketball, but we had this thing called bookstore basketball that started behind the old bookstore, and you could pick 5 players from on campus. 3 could be athletes and only 1 could be a basketball player. And you played to 21, and you played outside on the outdoor courts, and you had to play rain, snow, hail, or sleet. And then they'd have a big championship game, and we won that a couple of times. But I think one of the fun things for me was going to the other sports while I was there. The basketball, we had some pretty good basketball teams, but our guidance counselor for all scholarships athletes happened to be my first roommate's father.
Oh.
And he was a walk-on at Notre Dame for the football team, but his dad was an engineering professor, our advisor, and head fencing coach.
Okay.
And a lot of my classes was an all-American fencer, so I started going to the fencing, watching some of the fencing and they were so much fun. I'm going to watch it. I mean, watching the saber was the most fun. It was like a real sword fight, but the other ones were a lot more technical. And he also, our guidance counselor, he also was that. I think I said he was the head fencing coach. So it was fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's a unique one. I also don't think it was fair that you weren't considered the basketball player on those basketball teams because you had quite a good younger basketball career as well.
Well, I didn't get a scholarship there, so I was considered an athlete.
I'm very interested that fencing was your sport of choice there. But those were some great questions from our social media folks. So we're going to take a quick break for a word from today's sponsor.
Introducing the FanCash Rewards Credit Card by Fanatics. Earn 6% FanCash when you shop with your card on Fanatics.com with exclusive cardholder perks and 6-month special financing on purchases of $150 or more. Text now to apply or go to Fanatics.com.
So as we mentioned, today's show is brought by the FanCash Rewards Card by Fanatics. For more information on exclusive perks and benefits of being a cardholder, you can head on over to Fanatics.com or text FAN EVENTS to 94323 to apply now. Okay, Joe, this is a fun part of the show. This is the rapid fire question segment. And the only rule is you can't think. You have to go with the first thing that comes to your mind. All right?
I'll give it my best shot.
Buckle up, my friend. Buckle up. Okay. First album you ever bought?
4 Seasons.
4 Seasons. Your favorite holiday? Oh, what?
I'm way back in old Motown.
Okay.
Favorite holiday? Thanksgiving.
Oh, someone that made you starstruck?
No one.
I love that answer. And you answered this earlier. Our next one was, have you ever been to Montana? That's why you missed week 1 of the NFL game. So
yes. I've been numerous times, actually.
What about your first car?
A 1967 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible that only had it was a tank.
Oh.
If you touched the convertible when it was raining, it would leak right after you touched the roof. Only heat came out of the defrost, so you could run into anything and would never put a dent in it.
Well, that's good. What color was it?
Red and black top.
Very nice. All right. What do you like watching more if you're sitting on the couch chilling at home? College football or NFL?
College.
Okay. Your favorite sports movie of all time?
Oh, that would have to be, I don't know, one about golf.
One about golf.
I'm trying to think of, was Happy Gilmore.
Okay, yeah, there's one.
There you go.
Your first ever job?
Pumping gas at the local gas station. Or it was between that and being a caddy.
Okay.
Can't remember which came first.
We'll take both. Your most treasured piece of memorabilia, because we're sure you have a lot of really cool stuff.
My old shoulder pads. I actually put them on my granddaughter the other day. It was only 18 months.
Probably engulfed her.
They just about fit. That's the bad part.
Okay, and tough one. What two teams in this year's Super Bowl?
I think you're going to see a rematch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You think a repeat?
I think so. I think it's
hard
going to
to bet
come down to
against
those two. Yeah, it's hard to bet against them. The 49ers got a chance if they can, continue to play well or they can keep Garoppolo healthy, I think.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity there. In Green Bay, I don't know. The Cowboys played them pretty well themselves.
Yeah.
It wasn't for a play or two, they would had a chance to win. So,
yeah.
But that's my feeling there. Buffalo also has a chance, I think.
Yeah.
Got a good team.
Well, you heard it here first. Tom Brady probably going to repeat. But Joe, that's going to wrap up today's show. And we seriously cannot thank you enough for your time. You were so kind with everyone. You were so personal with the messages that you wrote on the footballs. And this is already going to be a really special thing that they'll always remember. But you managed to take it one step further. So we can't thank you enough for your time. We can't thank our viewers enough, and to the FanCash Rewards card holders for dialing in. So Joe, I'm going to give you any final words to the viewers and fans watching.
No, I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with Fanatics and being a part of that team. And anything you need when it comes to sports, you know where to look.
Ooh, we love you. That's how you do it. Well, really, thank you so much for all of your time today. We can't thank you enough. You continue to make these experiences unforgettable for our fans. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
The rest of your day. So we hope all of you guys had as much fun watching as I had hosting, as Joe had talking to you guys. We learned so much about one of the greatest players to ever do it in football. So we are so grateful for you to tuning in. So grateful to Joe for his time. So be sure you guys are following us on social media at Fanatics for updates, or you can visit fanatics.com/live to view any upcoming appearances and to watch previous broadcasts. So as always, stay safe, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys so soon.